Ladies and gentlemen of the media, welcome to the Orlando Pirates press conference ahead of the MTN8 final. We are joined by the home team head coach, Coach Jose Riveiro, as well as Captain Innocent Maela. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We'll start with the standard opening question to ask you both just on the preparations ahead of the final. Ahead of the MTN8 final, Coach, if you can give us your preparations and from a player's perspective, if you can give us your preparations as well, or the mood at camp.
Sure, thank you, Tanji. Good morning. Well, starting the week today, we have the opportunity to enjoy a little bit of rest yesterday, and today we start with the preparations for the game. As you can imagine, the motivation and the energy is good. We're going to one more final together with this group and focusing the responsibility ahead of us to make sure that we can offer a good performance on Saturday and ready to prepare ourselves in the best way.
Yeah, good morning. From the players' perspective, like the coaches already said yesterday, you have to rest and reflect from the previous match. So now we are back to start our preparations for the final. Exciting week ahead, a week that we need to be focused and dedicated and make sure that we plan, for the match and we stick to that match. So yeah, the guys are highly motivated, but like we always say, the focus needs to be in how we want to approach the game and eventually execute our plan on the day.
We're now open for questions from the floor. As per norm, if you have any question, please raise your hand. Identify yourself as well as the media company you represent prior to asking your question. Are there any questions? Okay, this is going to be 10 out to be the shortest. Will assist you. Thank you. Question? Rolling mic. Hello?
Coach, Benjamin Irenda Sokaladuna. This is your fifth cup final since you arrived in South Africa. How different do you think it could be from the other four, of which you all won of them, 2 MTN and 2 Nedbank Cups? This is the third MTN8 final for you. How different do you think it will be?
I don't know. It's a final, as you said, is a different game. It's not an ordinary game. It's a game of high emotions and lot of questions to answer for both games. Again, is the third one in the MTN8, but is the third different opponent if we think about that competition. So we know the level of the opponent that we are going to face. We are going to prepare ourselves as usually to not be surprised. We know the difficulty of the task. Stellenbosch is not in the final by chance. It's been a long journey for them, collecting good results and showing how competitive they can be. They have the opportunity also to play one final the last season, where they succeed. So it's going to be a very tough one. How different it's going to be, for sure, it's going to be different. The last time we played MTN8 final was a really unique moment due to the circumstances that we have to face there. So what it's telling you is that we need to be prepared for every possible scenario, to be resilient during the 90 minutes or the 120, and understand that in this type of games nothing is decided until the last whistle, and that's the mentality we are used to have in this type of matches, and this one is not going to be different.
Protect.
Good morning, gentlemen. Karabo Pasha here. Both of you gentlemen, you guys are playing at Moses Mabhida. Stadium sold out in less than 6 hours or so. And history tells you that Orlando Pirates has always been, good hunting ground for Orlando Pirates. Is that superstition in your mind that, this seems like home, Moses Mabhida, maybe from a player's perspective as well as coach? Do you look at it? And congratulations recently for scoring 151 goals for Orlando Pirates as the head coach.
Did I score 151 goals? That could be nice. No, please.
Yeah. Look, I think it's true that we've had good moments playing at Moses Mabhida Stadium. But I mean, we don't believe that maybe it's superstition that is helping us. I think we, in all the games that we play, we approach the matches to win, and we approach the matches to play in a certain way, which help us a lot. But yeah, I mean, Durban has always been good to us, and hopefully again this coming Saturday it will be the same. But we also have to give credit to our supporters in Durban. They support us, they come out in numbers, and they push us, they give us the extra competitive edge. But yeah, I think from the player's perspective, it's always going into the matches, thinking about the plan and how we have to execute and express ourselves within that structure.
Joe Lenny from News 24. My question is for both the coach and Innocent. For you, Innocent, I mean, the team has done quite well, and the coach Jose in Cup Finals. This is the 5th in 3 seasons. But when he came, obviously it was his first time coaching in the country. What was the moment that gave you an understanding that you've got someone who can do good things with the team? And to Coach Jose, when you agreed to this challenge of leading a team like Pirates, what did you expect in terms of what you were going to face after doing your research and having an understanding of what you're in for? And has that expectation met what you've experienced now that you're 3 years into the job?
I start again. Okay. Yeah, how did you know that we have a good coach? I mean, honestly, from the first day, I've said here so many times, and I've given credit to the coach and the technical team on how we prepare for matches and how everyone is involved within the group. And it gives the platform to everyone to express themselves. We've seen examples in the previous season and seasons before. So I think from the first day we knew that we have a top coach. We knew that we had a good coach, a good human being, a father figure to us. And from the first day we only wanted to play our best and give our best to him and also his former assistant coach who started the process with us, and also Michelle. So yeah, it's been a journey, a good journey so far, ups and downs obviously, but we enjoy working with the coach, his technical team. But we've always known, from the first day that we have a good coach. You can see how he prepares our training sessions each and every day, and how much he demands the best from us.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm not sure if I understood the question correctly. You asked me about when did I understood the...
When you accepted...
Can you please open the microphone? Okay.
So when you accepted this job and were preparing in terms of what was in store, what was your expectation? And now 3 years in, have those expectations or thoughts about this team met what you initially thought about what you're working into?
Look, I knew from the very first moment that I'm coming to a club who is representing massive amounts of people, and that's enough to understand the responsibility of the task, the dimension of the job, more than the need or the of getting results or not getting results. I used to say, and it's not because it's an empty talk, that That's the relevance of our job, is about how many people is interested on what we do. And in the place where we are sitting, it goes without saying that it's a huge amount of people who is interested about what we do. So it's something that I knew, and the club expressed more than explained very well to me from the very first day, even before I arrived here in the country. And from the first day, from the first minute, knowing that there's a lot of people, how you say, like, not controlling, but surveilling is the word, what we do, monitoring what we do, because it's important in their lives to know that Pirates is doing the right thing. We giving our all, we giving our best. We are not in control of the results. We are competing with other teams that wants the same things that we do, but we are in control of our professionalism, our behavior, our performances, our dedication, and that's what I try to do from the first day, and that's what I try to express to my players and ask them to do. So yeah, I hope that I found a way to answer your question.
Yes.
Coach, you signed the Stellenbosch club captain, and they also lost their star striker Ikram Reyners, but they've signed pretty well, and they haven't shown signs of slowing down. When you look at the team, do you think that it's improved or just maybe changed in any way? And then the Sundowns coach said before they faced them in the MTN8 that too much teams are not showing them respect, and by that he means that they have a big threat on the counter. So if you attack Stellenbosch, they can hurt you. And obviously you know what happened against them, they won both home and away. So how do you navigate, being Orlando Pirates and showing Stellenbosch respect?
We have to accept Stellenbosch the way they are. We respect them big time. We faced Stellenbosch 4 times last season in the MTN8 semi-finals and our 2 games in the league. We beat them once. It takes 94 minutes in Athlone to beat them against 10 players. We didn't get the result in any of the other games, so we know very well what it means to play Stellenbosch. And we have to accept it, that it's going to be a game where we are going to be permanently under threat, because there's going to be transitions. It doesn't matter how good and how well we prepare ourselves for that situation. We know it's coming. We know Barnes, we know Titus, we know De Jong, we know Moyela, we know Jaden, we know the capacity they have to play quick forward. We know how aggressive they are in the counter press. Is the top team in the league, in the PSL tournaments. How aggressive they are. Moyela is the striker, is the top in the log of fouls committed with Ture. It tells you quite a lot about the level of aggression that they have when the moment that they lose the ball, and how aggressive they are running forward in the moment that they steal the ball. So we know that that's one of the moments that we need to control close to the perfection, and if we do it, we will be close to win the match. If we don't do it, then the result will be compromised, and it doesn't mean that we are going to deny ourselves also the possibility to play football. We are the team that we are. We play the brand of football that we play, and we're gonna try to do it again, even in a final, accepting the challenge that, like I said, every time we're gonna be on the ball and in possession, the threat will be there all the time, and it's important to not. When I'm saying accept it, is because I think it's important to not panic also when it happens. To understand that if they have 1 or 2 transitions, it's going to be the normal thing in the game, and transition is something that you can neutralize in many different moments of the process of the transition. Sometimes they're going to have time and space to run, but it doesn't mean that the final action is going to be dangerous. So we have to trust in ourselves, we have to trust in our football, and at the same time make sure that on the day we have the capacity to neutralize the strengths of the opponent.
Coach, good morning. Benjamin from Asian Africa. I know the stats are there with regards to your recent games against Steadies and how they've done well here at home and on the continent. But the temptation is always going to be to call Orlando Pirates favorites going into this type of game because of the pedigree of the club, the history, the fans, which will be heavily on the side of Pirates. Do you find that you have to work on the mindset of your team, of your players, to rid them of that? I mean, I think of the 5 cup finals in the last 2 seasons, the only trophy that Pirates didn't win was won by Steadies also. Do you find it hard to get your players in the right mindset with regards to what they're facing this weekend?
No, not really. Our players are smart to appreciate. They know football. They appreciate what Stellenbosch is doing. They're not taking Stellenbosch like a minor thing. You can be sure. We know it's gonna be. I would say all over all of those finals, the toughest one, in my opinion, because of the characteristics of our opponent. So for me, one thing is to feel that you are favorite, which is something, again, that we need to accept in our space. We are Orlando Pirates. It's not about Stellenbosch. It's not about playing against any other team that you want to mention. I don't think that if you ask any of our fans, whoever is playing against us, they will tell you that maybe 1 point today is enough, because I don't think it's the case. We have to face each and every game with the intention. Then sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. Understand me right. We have to respect every opponent, and there's many teams who want the same things that we do. And I'm sure that deep inside, if you ask Stellenbosch players, Stellenbosch technical staff, somehow they also feel that at some point they can be, winning this match. I'm 100% sure, and must be like that. So I don't think that anybody is going to the field on Saturday feeling that the job is done before we start running there. We're gonna need to run a lot. We need to really, I don't know how to say, it's gonna be a pick and shove game. I don't know if I use the correct words. Pick, and if we want to make it, it's the only way to do it against a team like Stellenbosch. They know, 100%, they know. So there's not gonna be a small space for feeling relaxed and again, we're used to. When you are representing a big club like we are, I used to say that the most complicated part is to win games that you already won before the start, that everybody thinks that, it's gonna be easy, like a few days ago against Richards Bay. But we know, the people who is playing football and is involved in the process, we know how difficult it is. So trust me that whatever happened on Saturday is not gonna be because we are thinking that it's gonna be a piece of cake, not at all.
We'll take the next 3 questions, starting in the front.
Good morning, Coach Innocent. Coach, for you, I think you say it's going to be a game where you're constantly going to be under the threat of attack. But with that in mind, and having looked at how you've performed this season, what would you say has impressed you with the performance of the team, even in instances where you're not happy with the performance, but you still have the resolve to get the results? And I think for Innocent, just in terms of how important the support from the Buccaneers fans has been for you guys this season, because we're seeing them come out more in numbers, and with every game we're seeing more performance and confidence coming through from the players.
No, the supporters are always important for us. Like I said, they give us the competitive edge. When they come out in numbers, you want to play and make them happy. You want to get the results so that everyone goes home with a good feeling, But also when we play, you can feel inside the field of play that they are pushing you. When they are there singing, you can see that these people really care about the club. And I mean, as a footballer, as a player representing this big brand, you also know what you have to do. You have to demand more and more of yourself so that you can go out there and represent this team to a high pedigree. But yeah, we appreciate our supporters, and we really do give them credit for coming out in numbers the previous season, and also they've continued this season, and we urge them to continue doing so because they help us a lot to go on and win matches. So yeah, we appreciate them a lot, and hopefully they can continue supporting us the way that they do.
Thank you for the question. I think as a privileged observer of the process, from my position, I think the team it's getting the right mentality to do whatever it takes to get the result, and not showing any moment where we have doubts about the result will come. And the recent games are a proof. We have to keep pushing until almost till the last minute to get what we deserve, which is the right thing to say. Also, I think we got what we deserve, even though it takes time in some of the games. I'll be honest, there's no one game this season that I can say as a coach, even as much I want to demand always the best of our capacity, where I can say that the team was not at the level. So yeah, probably it's not the only reason. There's more reasons, like continuity in the squad, continuity also with the same coach right now, but it's probably one of the factors that is playing a big role in our capacity right now to get the result that everyone is expecting from us.
We'll take the final 3 questions that's in there.
Matsilane from the Star. For both of you, you guys are on the cusp of achieving something historic, a hat-trick of victories in the 52-year history of this competition has never been done. Does that serve as inspiration, or does it bring added pressure to you guys?
Yeah, I think every time we have an opportunity to make history or leave a legacy, obviously it should be inspiring. But at this moment, at this preparing for the final this week, like I said, the focus is mainly on our training sessions, on how we prepare. But yeah, when you have an opportunity to make history and leave a little bit of a legacy in this club with so much rich history, then obviously it's inspiring. It makes you want to push more. But that is not in the top of our heads, in the moment. It's just for us to go out there, train well, do what we always do, how we prepare for all the other matches, and give attention to detail.
Me personally, I'm not a person who is thinking so much about those things until those things are facts. The moment that is a fact, and whatever we did or whatever we achieve, maybe we can speak about it. Meanwhile, it's something that it's only a possibility. It's not something that it's really keeping us busy. Like Ino said, we're just thinking about the way to win the match, and the consequences of winning the match will be very welcome. But in the end, what we have to do is to prepare the match, to win one more in this competition, and that's where the focus is right now.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Coach. Morning, Team Kulu here from Teta FM in the Val. Coach, my question is direct to you personally. You've arrived in South Africa and you are on course to be the first coach to win 3 MTN titles for the club and also for yourself. A lot was said when you arrived at the club, and you are here now winning trophies. Now you've just went to the group stages. Personally, I haven't seen you celebrating your success. I know it's a team, but individually, you don't like talking about individuals. But personally, as for you, how proud are you with what you have achieved at Orlando Pirates? Because you don't really celebrate much. You don't show that you are happy.
Thank
you are just
I
reserved.
think he got the
Thank you.
question.
Well, you want to talk about my behavior?
Not necessarily your behavior, but how reserved you are even in victories.
No, but it's somehow the way I understand my role in the team. It's a true reflection of the way I understand my participation in the team succeed. The players are the show, it's not me. They are there to entertain the fans, the spectators, to win games, to play good football. I'm trying to help them. It doesn't mean that I'm not expressing so much. It doesn't mean that I'm not proud of them. It's not about how proud I am of myself. I rather to be or feel that my players are proud of the coach and the coaching staff that they have in order to help them. Players are the protagonists of this game, of this show, trust me. And my intention from the first day is to make sure that it's like that they are running the show, they are the ones who are really the ones that we cannot replace, let's put it in this way. So it's a privilege for us to be here with them, to have this level of players, this quality of players. That is the reason why we are capable to play finals, to fight for titles, to continue inspiring our fans and our people. And yeah, that's why, like I said many times, I'm trying to behave according with what I said and what I'm saying and what I'm expressing to them as well every day.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. Morning, Coach, and also Skipper. Coach, you are going to what more sounds like your second home now in South Africa, in terms of Orlando Pirates and your time at Durban. What can you say about the role that you've played, especially in entrenching this team as having that cup pedigree in the past 3 years, and also building that to close the gap of maybe of not having won the league title for a very long time, and bringing hope to the Pirates fans, and also maybe in the same vein, looking at this period. I look at the composition of your team now, and the majority of the players are players that you started with. How has that helped in having this unit and the telepathy between the players?
It's not exactly like that. I think from the day we started, we're missing 16 or 17 players from the first season. It doesn't look like, but it's a fact. There's a core of players who are used to work together, to work with, especially from the last season, I would say, from the second season. I think the coaching staff have influence in what we get, but everyone, I mean, the players need to be fit, they need to be in a good space mentally, they need to recover well between the games, they need to do, or we need to make sure that we provide them a lot of things in order to perform. It's not only about the coach or the plans and the ideas, it's a lot of things around the players that have to, how do you say, like click to be in the right space for them to perform. More than ever, I think the players in modern football, they need a lot of help to be ready to perform every 2-3 days. Like I said many times, not only we used to think about the legs when we speak about fatigue, but it's more about their minds, their motivation, their capacity to accept maybe a bad result in the middle of the process, or the criticisms and the pressure and all of these things. And yeah, so far, like I said, I think we trying badly every day to help them to make sure that they are in optimal conditions, because again, it's related with what I said before. Saturday, 6 o'clock, these guys, they are the ones who are going to cross the town, see around 80,000 or 7,000 spectators, the expectations about them to play a good match, to win the game, and it's them alone there outside. So we have to do everything before that moment to make them feel that they are prepared, that they are so good, that they're gonna do it again. And yeah, that's the purpose every week, not only in the finals.
Thank you, Coach. We're done with the press conference for today. We'll be joined shortly by 2 players one-on-ones. We do apologize for only having one